Hey guys, Crew Blindwave. I'm Eric.
I'm Calvin.
Aaron.
And we are back with Creature Commandos, where last time we got to know a little bit more of G.I. Robot.
Wait,
Yep.
did we?
And then we got to see him dismantled. They deconstructed his history and then his body.
We didn't.
He's pretty two-dimensional.
I don't think we know much more, just we saw what he did.
We know more than what we knew before.
He was created
How do we
to
not
kill
know?
Nazis.
What do you know more of?
I know that he was part of
Nazis.
Easy Company. I know a lot of things.
You named one thing!
That's one more than we knew, which makes me right. All right, so the poll was, is this the end of G.I. Robot? We had 17% of people say he's permanently dead. But everybody else, 83%, say he'll be back.
And in greater numbers.
I don't think he'll be in the rest of the show, but we'll leave the door open for him to come back in other projects. The world still has Nazis, and we still need the Tin Man.
Why does the world have Nazis?
We didn't kill them all.
Nazis.
They can rebuild him.
They have the technology.
They have the technology.
They have better
At
technology.
least I think so. At least that one guy did.
Right?
Is that a $6 Million Man reference?
Robot can be remade, but I hope he keeps his personality and memories. So, I mean, we could get him back, but it's not that G.I. Robot. It could be
I hope he
reset.
keeps his personality and memories as well. Like, I think he was getting pretty sweet on Nina.
I believe so. And then, we'll end with just as Nazis always seem to somehow come back, so will G.I. Robot. Yes, he's a response.
Not the hero we want, but the hero we need.
The one we need. But we also need the other heroes as well, because, I mean, Circe, she kind of got her ass beat last episode.
Yeah, and eaten by a weasel.
And eaten by a
Her
weasel.
ass was eaten
And
by a weasel.
irradiated.
It definitely was. But we still have this doom of the world going on, so we gotta see what's going on.
We have something worse.
Will you not be coming back to see me?
I have to bring Circe back to the U.S.
Oh, so they just...
I have such feelings for you, Richard Flack.
I have to go.
We've had a bad feeling about her since we were introduced.
Now I'm sure, though.
But, I don't know, maybe we're just,
Like,
maybe we're wrong.
I don't
brings
know.
up... Like, I want to find out why she tried to attack you in the first place. Like, you should just kill her.
Where is the Weasel? We all know your boss
That makes
has
me
enough
think of the
problems
guy
after
from-
being caught using
it's
human
gotta be
beings as
Economos?
cannon fodder.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think of.
Hell, I am about to rain down upon this place for refusing to let me see my client
Elizabeth, I told you.
that
Yeah.
he's sick.
Yes.
Sick how?
I don't know. Stomach something. He's been coughing up hairballs.
Yeah, that's his
You are
word.
terrible.
And then he
I'm
broke his
not
knee.
lying.
Jumped over the
What
fence,
happened to
right?
your leg?
Well, I was fighting off an alien invasion.
Yeah, it's Economos.
You motherfucker.
Even though you got us into some trouble over there, you're good at this. If the need comes up for this type of group again, I hope you'll be a part.
I didn't realize I had a
It's
choice.
butterfly.
That could be one of the butterflies.
What's that about?
Rick Flag, General, Boy Scout. He and I fought together in Jahanpur some moons ago.
Did you see the way she looks at him? She loves him. She loves his handsome, stupid face.
Okay.
A bearded face, able to grow hair.
Oh, right. Well, I showed you what you paid for. This is where the bride is. We better land before they spot
You're
us.
judging me.
What?
For not being able to grow hair on my face. As if that makes me some sort of baby man.
What are you talking about, bud? I don't even know.
You're not a baby man.
Mind
you can have my beard.
own business!
See, they're at some kind of military base. How are they not tracking?
General, where did you take this man?
Man?
Yes, man.
Who are you?
My name is Elizabeth Bates. I'm an attorney with the Freedom Project representing John Doe.
John Doe. That's not his real name.
We don't know his real name.
You don't know his real name because he can't talk.
No, I mean, yes.
Well, where he was is classified.
My client is innocent.
I thought he killed 27 children.
He's gonna remember.
Oh my gosh, we're in his backstory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop, police!
No, he was saving them, wasn't he?
Then he's a saint.
There's no real evidence. I've been waiting for him for 3 days.
Fine. Take him.
Yeah, he has a beard.
Oh my god, with his thumb.
Yeah. Have you ever broken a pencil with your thumb?
She here yet?
Her face, man.
I'll make you feel pain like you never knew existed!
Nice to meet you.
She's
My
messed
name's
up.
Amanda Waller.
You have no right to keep me here. What are the charges?
We're charging you with first-degree Witchypoo and Maleficent in a second degree. What were you doing in Pakistan?
Trying to save your worthless lives.
Come on. She tried to kill us.
Save our lives exactly how?
From that princess bitch, Rostovic. I was trying to kill her to save the world. I told you about Rostovic. If you want to see for yourself, join me.
She's full of it.
According to her file, she's possibly clairvoyant.
Which one is that again? Reading minds?
No, seeing the future.
Oh.
With her hands restrained, she can't cast spells, but she might be able to...
What?
Get into your head.
Don't do it, Waller.
No, Waller lets someone in her head.
Huh? Do any of these photographs mean anything to you?
Come here, boy. Come here. Look what I got.
Is chocolate toxic to weasels?
He's not a weasel.
Fetch. Get it.
His name is Weasel.
I know, but he's not.
Okay. Not a pure carnivore. Not at all. Not at all pure carnivore.
Oh boy.
Like a good.
Time's up.
I'm going to figure this out, John.
That doesn't look encouraging.
No, it doesn't.
You ready?
For what?
I think those are just bombs.
What?
Oh, shit. Grodd?
Jesus. The White House.
God damn.
Superman.
The Justice League?
Yeah.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, Batman, no!
I want to see all those. Oh my god, this is our first look at Superman.
He's crying.
Okay.
So,
All my research says Circe is in fact legitimately clairvoyant. On Themyscira, it's taken as fact.
Oh. And now we're taking Themyscira's fact?
Dude, it's a real place. We know that now.
I know it's a real place, but what kind of place is it? An island of all women? Come on.
10 years ago, Circe warned the women of the island, and yes, they are all women.
Sign me up, right?
Since then, her talents have fallen more often on the less altruistic side.
and why do you think what she just did to me isn't on the less altruistic side?
She's clairvoyant. She's not able to imagine futures. I don't see how what she showed you could be anything other than genuine.
Oh, she can't like give you visions.
Contact the Pakistani embassy. Tell them we have information of another credible threat against the princess.
Waller, stop.
Now that we've gained their trust, it should be easy to get the commandos inside and neutralize her.
Stop it, damn it! Are you telling me the United States is now in the business of executing people for crimes they haven't committed yet?
The United States is in the business of saving the damn world by any means necessary.
Please, Amanda.
What if-
Amanda?
Listen to me.
Doing this sets it in motion.
Ah, so glad to be back home to the sweet smell of... What is this today? Hyena vomit?
What, are we supposed to be buddies now?
This ain't enough for me, is it? I'm a big boy.
I've been on a long flight.
What you looking at, Manic Panic?
Give her back her food.
Jeez, look at that duck dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit!
Oh my god, that is a sturdy tray.
Less whiny, more bitch? Is that why we cut to her? Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh my
Not the-
god, Weasel.
There you go. Now everyone's happy, right? Except for you, because you no longer have food. And you're ugly. And this one, because he no longer has a jaw. He also might be dead.
Bride!
Right, I know. Back into the hole.
No, you're leading the team back to Picola's stand.
His shoes are
Nina,
covered.
Phosphorus, Weasel, get ready to leave.
You're in charge now.
Oh, shit! What the hell?
Is this? Yeah. Okay. It's a comically small car. Makes sense.
How did he even fit in there?
Oh my god.
Jesus!
Don't move! I'm gonna guess your eyeball isn't as bulletproof as the rest of you. I should be the one screaming here. Oh, the bride.
Who else would I be talking about, you dilfy piece of shit?
Listen to me. The bride and I have nothing going on between us. She's not my type, and I'm not hers. Okay?
She's everyone's type.
I love how quiet it was from so far away.
You promise to stop attacking me so we can talk.
If we can calm him down, make him useful, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just...
You want a coffee or something?
I'll have tea. That is...
If he's opposed to Bride and he's opposed to the U.S., I don't like this team up as much.
I can't just stand by while she's murdered. Cold blood.
No, not with this great love at stake.
Okay.
The two of you, like Leonardo...
He's such a romantic.
in Titanic. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, not many people have. But at this point, I have
Not
trouble
many
distinguishing between you and Leo.
Okay.
Which one of you is king of the world?
I'm king of the world.
Okay.
My love is also great, but more like when Harry met Sally. Have you seen?
So maybe we can help each other.
Best friends.
What?
Have you ever killed anyone before?
Sure. You?
Do I seem like I've killed somebody?
Not really.
Are you going to kill the
How'd
princess?
she get imprisoned? Yeah.
Less human. More
Just
room for the monsters
looking
to
different?
roam.
Flashbacks.
Weasel dream. What's the about the door meter?
Somebody left the back of the school open. Let's go! Oh, we'll get in trouble. Not if no one finds out.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Does he recognize Weasel, or does he he's worried about the school?
I think he's got the wrong idea.
Okay. I don't know. Sounds like some kind of whack job, but...
There's alcohol.
Yeah, start the fire.
Oh,
matches.
matches.
God damn it.
There's a...
You! Stop! Get away from them kids!
Oh,
More fuel.
That's cool. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Jesus. How often do you see kids die in DC shows?
And the only thing they saw was him trying to get her out. It's like a mom trying to get her kittens out.
Yeah.
There! I see it!
gonna save this child that's burning in front of them?
Man, that's sad.
Probably just chasing squirrels.
Jesus. Ugh.
I wondered whenever they showed this shot of like pulling the kid in the fire, and they're like, "He's got one." And I'm like,
yeah.
It feels like there might have been more to the story, and
yeah, definitely.
If that's just what you have, you're like, look at him.
Yeah.
But they have. I mean, the police had the thing being like, "He's gonna kill the kids in the school."
Yeah,
it's like they didn't. Yeah. It felt like they didn't even acknowledge the fire.
Yeah,
so they couldn't see it. It's so weird. But yeah, that was.
I mean, tunnel vision, right? You see something that you've never seen before. Looks dangerous.
Yeah, so I mean, my assumption was that in Suicide Squad, Weasel must have eaten some kids, but I don't think he did.
27 kids, but then it was 8.
It was actually
8.
And, but then it's not 0. It's 0.
I mean, it's a hell of a thing to show a child die on screen. You know, like that's like one of those weird like ratings things. Like even The Dark Knight, they couldn't actually show Two-Face point his gun at Gordon's son.
Yeah.
He always had it off to the side. He doesn't actually point it. There's some type of like ratings thing where it's like you couldn't do that in this movie, you know? Or else you had to change your rating. Like this
is live action versus animation a little different?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, animation, you know, it's streaming. I'm not really sure how we do ratings on streaming sites and stuff now, you know. But I just thought it was such a shocker. I've never seen that in DC animation, I don't think. Just like a child dying on screen like that. Not implied dying on screen, you know? It's rough. It's hard to watch. It being animation didn't make it easier on me.
Yeah, I liked the Frankenstein monster Rick Flag fight.
I like the conversation. Yeah.
Right? Like I like
the conversation
that.
was hilarious.
Best friends?
Yeah. I think it's interesting. It makes a lot of sense that he sees like movies and narrative as his example of love because he himself was like he thinks that he and the bride are like their narrative is that they're together. Yeah. They don't actually earn that or build a relationship. He just thinks like that's how love is. Like you were made for it.
That's how movies begin.
That's how movies begin, and that's how they end.
That's the premise that they were meant to be together.
I think it's a lot of people's like take on romance and stuff too, though, right?
Yeah.
Like you watch or you read or whatever, and it's not always that you've experienced it until you've experienced whatever you've experienced, right? So like he hasn't had any connections. He's watched movies and he wanted a love and a romance, so he had Frankenstein make him something for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he wanted that for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
He must have been seeing that stuff beforehand, not knowing what it should be like, I guess.
Yeah.
His thing about Harry Met Sally. It's like, that's not what that scene was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have what she's having.
So the big thing, I mean, Circe's vision. Like I think we're told by at least someone pretty reliable that no, she sees the truth, I guess. Like she doesn't see.
She can't manufacture a vision of the future.
Yeah. We don't know if I don't think she's ever been proven as wrong. The only other example is the tsunami, which did happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a part of me that's slightly curious, like when Amanda Waller sees a dead Justice League and sees that Superman logo, like that's not the Superman logo this Amanda Waller would be familiar with, right?
No, it is.
Is it?
It has to be.
Yeah, but like
because the other Superman stuff isn't real.
Okay.
Right?
I suppose so. I haven't narratively been told that. I have to assume that because of what I know meta-wise. Right?
Yeah. I mean, well then otherwise, then if you're just coming into this show not knowing anything, then there's no reason to suspect that that's not the Superman either then, right?
Well, that it's not the one that she would know of from the old continuity.
So you're bringing more continuity into this?
You mean if you're just watching the show?
Yeah, you're just watching this.
But it has Economos from Peacemaker, and it directly links that, right?
Directly links which one?
It directly links Peacemaker, but it doesn't directly link Superman.
Which links to Superman. I don't know. I guess I'm just interested. I don't know if they're going to have like a story reason why things switch over, or if we're just left to catch up, I guess. I don't know. I was slightly confused, but I hope other people weren't.
Slightly confused on like what
I would just,
Superman
as soon as I saw that Superman logo, I'm just thinking like, I in my head was going, does Amanda Waller recognize a difference when she sees that, or does she not?
I feel like I need to not bring in anything from the old stuff and just start fresh, right?
Yeah. I agree, but they are specifically bringing in old stuff with Economos.
Well, that's his Peacemaker is part of the continuity, right?
Yeah. I think,
but also,
I think only the stuff that they
me,
specifically bring in is like what it is. Like, sure, we can have the possible history of like, oh yeah, he broke his knee jumping over the fence thing, like that did happen, but like maybe none of the rest of it happened.
Yeah,
he said he was saving the world from
alien
invasion. Like that did happen.
That could be the butterflies.
It might be the butterflies. It might not be. We don't know which aliens he was saving the Earth from.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe my only criticism then is, because I think I understand all that, my criticism is that I have to engage with that outside of the narrative in order for it to make sense, versus like I'm watching characters experience it or whatever.
Are you engaging outside the narrative if you're bringing in the baggage of Man of Steel Superman as a Superman?
I mean, not if
outside of the
I
narrative too?
don't think so. If Economos is directly linking something that happened in an episode in which Superman appeared.
What?
Superman and the Justice League appear at the end of that episode that he breaks his leg in, right? In Peacemaker, and then you have Aquaman, Flash, and stuff there.
Oh yeah, Aquaman and Flash talk. I remember that. Yeah, but from what I understand, that's not canon, right?
I get that, but I have to engage with that outside of a narrative. I have to just know that from extra material, going online and learning it. You know?
Yeah, I suppose.
I kind of wish I could do that just watching the media.
Can't you just do that without bringing in that at all? Like just ignore Peacemaker and just watch this? And then even though this is Economos, like if Spider-Man showed up, my assumption is that he got bit by a spider. But I don't need to pull from like a previous movie where he showed him get bit by a spider, thus that is Spider-Man now. Right?
Yeah, but if they, to use that example, if that Spider-Man that showed up then referenced something directly that happened in one of his previous movies, I might be like, wait, is that him or not?
If he said about when I defeated Doc Ock, but like there's hundreds of times of him defeating Doc Ock too, you know?
Sure.
So it's one of those things I think too where like...
But if it was a specific Doc Ock from a specific actor that played that specific role.
Did we get those specifics in
with,
this?
With Economos we do, I believe.
Do we?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, it is that one, right? I recognize that I'm at fault.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I'm not trying
like,
to assign fault or anything like that.
What is it that you bring to what is it that you leave? And if you just watch Creature Commandos, I don't feel like you need to have any knowledge of.
Is it my fault that during the Flash scene or the scene where we saw a dead Justice League, that I brought all this baggage with me? That is that my fault? Or is that like, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm expected to because I'm following a narrative. I don't know. It's interesting.
Are we following?
It feels a little...
I don't know what narrative we're following because I felt like this is supposed to be kind of like the start, right?
I agree, but
like a fresh
we're literally bringing things over still, right?
Well, I mean, you can say that, but like, I don't know. It's still the same until we are given what Economos, and they didn't even say Economos, but I'm assuming, I think his name was John Economos, right? So I assume that is kind of what they're doing, but we haven't been introduced that here, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, maybe we don't need that, and then until we get that, then you bring that. So
is it for sure the same actor that played him in Peacemaker?
I guess I don't know, but at the very least they're trying to match his voice.
It did sound like him.
It
looks
voice.
Like just.
And
like
when he showed up, that's who I thought of. Like,
Yeah.
that looks like that guy.
Sure.
But like,
I mean, it's 100% the same.
The casting could be just convenience, and that could be someone else. You know?
I don't think it's meant to be, and I know that there is some other things with that, but like.
I mean, it's also weird that...
Like, the Arrowverse would often bring in, like, legacy actors. Like, the 90s Flash played this Flash's father,
Sure.
And it's like, hey, which is a cool, like, homage legacy thing. And that's kind of, like, baggage that you're bringing over. But if I'm just watching from one thing to another and I don't know that, it doesn't really have a speed bump in the story. I hit a speed bump when I saw that, and I'm going, like, does she recognize... I was trying to go, like... Maybe in the next scene she goes, Superman's logo's different,
Why is that?
Well, it's significant to me, I guess. I don't know. That I would imagine that this character, who I think is the same character from this, at the very least, Peacemaker, because I think that's supposed to be canon.
Sure.
Would she recognize a different Superman logo?
I find it funny, like if you had a premonition right now and you saw everyone in the building die, and you came out and you're like, fucking Arrow's wearing a red shirt, you know, like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not like, my god.
If I was trying to be skeptical and be like, hey, is this thing real or not? I'd be like, what are the details? Did she get details wrong?
I mean,
that's not Superman's logo.
It seemed legitimate.
Which we know. Yeah,
sure.
You're
I get
right.
you.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to.
I'm not saying that there's a problem here. I'm just saying I personally hit a speed bump and I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'm sure I'll get over it if that's just what it is.
I'm just taking nothing from anything until they give me what they're going to give me, I guess. Is
Sure.
How I'm trying to watch it.
Like, I've been joking about, like, the butterflies and the alien invasion thing.
Yeah, but
like,
I mean,
I literally shouldn't be doing that.
But
it's
isn't that
just different?
Like, why else was there a butterfly there? Like, isn't that kind of
a butterfly that Weasel was chasing?
Yeah, like
I think it was just because he's
he's
not really present.
Sure,
He's off in his own, you know.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk. He doesn't really communicate. He understands some things, but he's like he just gets distracted by a butterfly, you know, because he's a little bit like a puppy or.
I get it. Like you said, like I can't help that I thought of that, you know, and that if I shouldn't have, then I wish I didn't because I wanted. Like that's kind of our. If this is all brand new and fresh, that's our first look at the Justice League in this new continuity.
Yeah,
which I wouldn't mind going back and looking and seeing what else is there. I certainly don't think I saw it all. If you guys want to do that,
you're not allowed to complain about the logo.
It wasn't a complaint. Why is it a complaint?
No, I'm kidding. Like, is that Grodd?
I mean, I've certainly seen Grodd in that type of helmet.
That's his cape.
And I've seen him in a cape, so it's closer to any other of the multiple DC gorillas that I know of.
Yeah, there's several, right?
Yeah.
So does he shoot the beam from his hand, or
I think they all start. He just gives the order, I think.
I saw the purple gem on his forehead, and I was like, yeah, what's that?
So, I mean, we had the big three right in the front.
Yeah. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
I guess I could have said, why doesn't Waller question why he's wearing underwear? Rather than the logo.
Is that like a Hawk Girl?
I can see Hawk Girl back there with the wings. I mean, maybe there's a Robin in the back. Right?
Yeah, that's Robin.
I think you can say
with
Robin.
The spiky hair.
Supergirl on the left.
Yeah, I'd say
I cannot, for the life of me, think of who the middle is.
That I don't know. It looked like behind some of them there were just corpses.
Yeah.
That were like burned and everything.
Yeah, I can't get any detail from it. But yeah, we got Peacemaker.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I guess that's part of with you too, where like you saw that, so then you started bringing in Peacemaker stuff too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that's probably
Batman.
That's the Peacemaker's buddy.
Vigilante.
Vigilante.
Okay, yeah.
Next to Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that very well. Yeah, the visor looks like it's Vigilante. Yeah, you're right.
I couldn't see who was in the foreground here.
Me either.
It might just be
it goes so quick.
A soldier or something like that. I don't know.
Is that Starfire?
That's Starfire. Holy
yeah.
shit. Yeah, you're right. That is 100% Starfire. Could be more Teen Titans back there. I don't know.
I mean, if you had Robin, you could have Starfire.
Is that Green Lantern in the center?
Like back there in the sun?
I could see what you're saying, maybe. Yeah.
Because he looks like he has the darker sleeves. I'm not sure.
And he has his Superman logo on his cape again. Okay. Like Christopher Reeve.
But yeah, Starfire. Cool.
Yeah. But so, yeah, the only thing that happened to me here is just like Amanda Waller's reacting, and I was just forced to be like, what is she noticing?
So you wanted her to be like, oh, the logo's different after seeing all that.
This is terrible. We need to kill that princess.
No, I'm sorry.
Only because they were trying to be like, do you think this is real? And I'm then asked to be like, what do I know that is real? You know?
Sure.
And I don't know. I'm on shifting sands in terms of the narrative. But if I'm being asked it, I feel like I'm having to bring that in from like, what have I seen online? Which I quite dislike that part of storytelling.
Honestly, I think the meta of knowing what is supposed to be canon from outside sources is what's fucking this up.
Yeah.
Like if you were just told, hey, James Gunn's starting a new thing and this is the first thing of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. What's this? And you just watch this and you're just like, okay, this is what I have so far.
Like it could just be coincidental that those designs are exactly the same.
But you wouldn't be bringing a lot of that baggage of like Suicide Squad and Peacemaker with you or anything. You just watch this, and then as things start to fall in line, you then pull from what you need to pull from.
If that's the case, then like, well, then is the mistake being like, you know, who's this Rick Flag? Is like, well, do you know this other Rick Flag? You know, and you're like, I have to. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I have to just completely. I have to separate myself, but also bring in things that they reference
selectively.
Well, it
selectively.
It depends when they do it, because everything they've done so far, like you can. I think as we've watched, you could pull from like the Suicide Squad movie, but they also don't go so hard into it where you're like, oh, it is specifically this incident.
You know what we should do?
You know?
Yeah. We should treat everything before this like Star Wars Legends.
Sure.
Like it could be true
until it's brought in,
but until it's definitely brought in, like because only that is true, right?
What did they say?
But like.
Yeah.
Things that are tangential to that is like, well, does that mean that this is also right? Yeah. We don't know yet. They might do it in the future, but they don't have it here yet.
I think that's a fair.
What did they say about Rick Flag? Was that like he died on a mission? They didn't go super specific with it, right?
It's not like they showed him. It's not like it was that actor or anything. It's just I'm assuming that because I'm seeing other actors that were with him.
We make that assumption plus whatever we've heard of externally of like this is what's meant to stay in canon. And
I guess what I'm anticipating maybe is a narrative reason to be able to sort all those thoughts I have in my head versus a meta reason to sort all those things in my head.
Sure.
Which I understand if that's just not something James Gunn is interested in. You know, like he's the storyteller. I'm just listening. You know, but as a part of the storytelling, I bring in certain things with me, and if it hits a speed bump, then you can say, well, that's on you. But you know, I don't know. I'm not saying like it's wrong or I'm upset or anything. I don't want to be distracted when I'm watching stuff, and I was distracted, I guess.
Just remember less shit.
Yeah, you're right. That being said, like, how did the princess do that to the Justice League? Like, I can understand, like, yeah, she got Batman on the toilet, but like, does she have kryptonite for Superman?
Sure.
You know, like, how do you put a spear through his chest?
If that's Grodd, how did he help? And stuff too, or what other villains did she get?
Yeah, right.
I wonder too if it's like this is what's going to happen, or because you see this vision, you then set things in motion. Like, is the princess bad and these are things she's planning?
Yeah.
Or does Waller send more people to come kill her? So now she thinks the U.S. is against her, and Circe is against her, and everyone's against her. So she starts just, all right, then I'll start fighting back.
Yeah.
You know, like, is this an always, or is this a, well, now you've caused it?
Sure, exactly.
So, because like Rick Flag could be right. Like, no, we should protect her. You're wrong. This isn't what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Calvin could be wrong.
Sure.
It could be.
Who knows? No. She wants to know she's bad. She touched his foot.
I mean, yeah, this scenario is different from the tsunami because the tsunami was always going to happen.
Yeah, right. Like there was nothing they were going to do on the island.
You can't
that would have
just
changed that scenario.
Like 1,000 people moving out of the way of a tsunami isn't going to be like, dang, okay, we'll go over here then.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but this one here, like the bride coming in with her team and attacking, could be a catalyst of her going even deeper into feeling like she has no allies and no one to help her, so she starts a war with everybody or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then kills the Justice League.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's like what Rick Flag said.
Yeah, it seems like Rick Flag and Frankenstein are going to be on that side as the actual, like, Suicide Squad or whatever.
Yeah.
Creature Commandos, I should say. Are going to be coming in and trying to assassinate him.
And if Rick Flag shows up, the team might be like, oh, wait, no. We agree with you, maybe, you know? We're not going to listen to Amanda Waller, but she has a button.
Sure.
You know?
Does she doesn't also have the button for Rick Flag, right? And she definitely doesn't
I don't think Rick Flag and Frankenstein
monster, right?
Don't believe so,
Yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't have any...
Because he's never been in prisons. He lives on yachts.
Because the button you push did everybody, right? And Rick Flag would push it and it would hit everybody.
Yeah, but not him.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because he's supposed to be the responsible one.
Like Rick said, what was it? Is the U.S. in the job of executing people before they commit a crime?
Yeah.
Like that kind of idea. So I'm like,
Yeah. Well, Waller's kind of taking the Batman side of like if there's a 1% chance this is real, we gotta treat it like 100% certainty.
Sure.
Yeah, but see, I think Batman would prepare, like he would make sure I have a way to stop Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
Waller's not yet.
I don't even let me go kill that man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Waller it's very different in terms of execution. You're right. Yeah.
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 Except in.
And it's not even let me go kill that man or let me go take care of it. Let me send people that have no idea what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing to go do it.
in BVS, he didn't try to go kill him, right? He kind of started trying to learn and figure more things out, and then eventually it kind of built
just
up
seemed
to a
more
point,
overt
and Lex
to
kind of,
where they started fighting. And,
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Sure. All this stuff being said, like I'm very happy that Economos was here. I grew to love. I mean, I know he was in the Suicide Squad movie, but I grew to love him in Peacemaker.
Sure.
It's funny. I keep thinking him. I keep wanting to say Diebeard, but I know how much that hurt him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool to see him here again.
I wonder if the lawyer thing will help with the Weasel stuff at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be really hard to communicate to someone who doesn't talk. You know,
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really seem to have a lot. He understands, I suppose, to an extent.
He seems to be on the level of like a dog.
Maybe
at the very least,
like
which I mean, I'm very empathetic. I'm very empathetic to dogs. You know, I think dogs are very intelligent.
You gotta get some of those buttons where they can be like, "Feed me, bitch."
Yeah, bitch.
Walk now,
bitch.
Walk,
bitch, bitch.
I love those.
But you know, I mean, dogs are pretty intuitive to us, so I could. I'm not. When I say that he has the intelligence of a dog, I'm not being insulting.
Sure.
But he certainly, he can't communicate.
Man, that old man.
Yeah. Well.
You look at things like big sharp teeth and children. Call the cops, give my gun.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand it to a certain extent. There's a giant werewolf thing.
But it was like, he took him into the school.
Yeah.
Like, but did you not watch the kids be like, hey, come on? And he was like, oh, okay.
But I feel like you can watch that scene, kind of with the old man, but with the cops more so. You can watch that scene and question if they can even see the fire. They never acknowledge it.
Or the kid.
Yeah.
Like they were shooting.
They're shooting at the dog thing.
Yeah.
This werewolf, whatever it is, and it's dragging a kid.
Like, you figure at least one of them would restrain Weasel and the other one would go for the kid.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Nope.
They were at the door and they were both like, get this beast.
They keep like cutting him off.
Quick, save that kid who's getting crushed by fire.
Yeah. I also loved Amanda Waller was like, what crime have I committed? 3rd degree Witchypoo. She's such a dick.
Witchypoo.
And
hey, how about that
Maleficent in the 2nd degree.
How about Bette Midler?
From that one movie.
That's not a character. I think he means Hocus Pocus. Still not a character.
Yeah. Maybe with this episode, I finally found the weakness of my stance of, like, I think that, like, going on Twitter and looking at, like, the stuff that producers have released and stuff like that, like, I've always, like, in trailers and stuff, I try to distance myself from that because I feel like marketing sometimes can ruin a story. But maybe this is one of the first times that not engaging with that has ruined a story.
Oh, really?
Ruin's the wrong word, but
strong.
Hit a speed bump. Yeah, for me. So maybe this is the first crack in my armor.
Maybe. I don't know. I think also having, like I said, I think having the information of what's meant to be canon, where you're like, oh, Peacemaker is still canon.
Sure.
You're bringing that in.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, they have I'm trying to think of a good example of, there's a Spider-Man cartoon I watch where there is a Phil Coulson, and that Coulson is voiced by Clark Gray.
Yeah, sure.
But he's not necessarily the same Phil Coulson that's in the MCU, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
But you're like, oh, Phil Coulson, yeah, I know him from this. But, you know, it's different. Like, Economos could just be like, oh, he's here. And maybe they make nods to, like, whatever, but maybe he's not exactly with Peacemaker. Or maybe they're still pulling that in. Or
I get you.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, or if it's going to be, like, a real narrative thing, or just kind of like, all right, you know what, just cut off this Justice League part, and we're just going to ignore that, and everything else is fine. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Because most of Peacemaker doesn't have anything really tied to Justice League or...
It's really just that cameo at the end, I would say.
So
like, if you're saying, like, this one takes place in a different time, like, well, you could say, like, well, it still has Suicide Squad, which had Batman in it. That Batman has connection to that Superman, you know?
Sure.
But I don't know. It's also not that big of a deal either.
Did the second Suicide Squad have Batman? It didn't, did it?
No, but the first one did, and that one's still kind of implied to take place after the first one, with, you know, with the same Rick Flag and all that
I guess
stuff.
so, yeah. I mean, it's the same, I don't know. Did that Rick Flag imply that he was from the first one, too? Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna ignore all that until they introduce whatever they're gonna introduce. I think.
Fair. Calvin,
it's just surgical transplantation for me.
Yeah.
It's like whatever they cut out and paste in here is what it is.
Sure.
Like that no longer has that in it because it's over here now.
Well, like whenever they show Peacemaker, I will think of like John Cena and that kind of
Sure.
stuff. But like same thing happens when like I don't know, when Spider-Man show up or when Green Arrow show up, like I'm gonna jump to other things.
I just wonder, like, someone that's interested in this era of DC, like 20 years from now, that goes back and is like, interesting. So this character showed up in this thing, and they try to like piece this together. If they don't have the meta of like, here's what can, what isn't.
Well, by then
too.
they would have like a full-on like flow chart and roadmap.
Sure,
of, like,
but I mean, like they're, that. Fair, yeah, I get you.
But I get you. Like, if you're someone who knows nothing about it and don't know that there's a flow chart, where would be your starting point of like
this?
Exactly. It's the same problem that a lot of people have with like Disney Plus Star Wars shows, where it's like, how did I know I was supposed to watch this episode of Book of Boba Fett to understand the Mandalorian story changing forward? It's the same criticism, and I think it's fair there too.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's just one of those things of like just that continuity being together.
Sure, I get you.
Yeah, I think it's just really important to have everything fit well together like a puzzle piece. That way, like you can start with the edge pieces if you want. You can start at the very beginning. You can start at the end and work your way backwards, but everything still fits together.
I get you. I also just like envy like the young me's ability to not understand something and just completely be able to disregard it. Whereas now I like focus on it.
Sure.
I hate that I do that to myself. Aaron, we talked about one time like when you first watched Return of the Jedi, and then like Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost shows up at the end, and you're like, who the fuck's that?
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy? I don't know who that is, but it didn't diminish anything for you.
No.
You just rolled over it, and I love everything else. I wish I had that sometimes.
Sure.
Who the hell's that guy with all that hair?
All right. Well,
where's the little guy?
I would say we need a poll for this episode.
All right, guys, for the poll for this week, we have a decision on what we should do with the princess, which is Waller's side of we go kill her, and Rick's side of how do you know this is real, and I think you're going too far, and we shouldn't kill her. And so where within those are you falling? Are you more on Waller's side, and you're like, yes, we should kill her and save the Justice League, or are you with Rick being like, well, she didn't do anything yet, but maybe you don't trust her, so maybe you are on Waller's side, like Calvin. Calvin, you on Waller's side?
I'm more on Waller's side, yeah.
I'm on Rick's side.
I have more questions for the doctor.
I don't like the term, but he's booty blind.
Calvin convinced me. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Creature Commandos. We hope that you guys are enjoying the series and you continue along with us. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button because we're not stopping here. The DC train is going. We're going to be trying to catch everything that we can.
Choo-choo train.
See you next time.
Choo-choo.